and the accepted meaning of destiny is to make firm establish. So my guests and I bring you messages to establish what you need to know in the present. And also, I like working with angels and the calmness they bring. Now, in a moment, I will introduce you to my wonderful guest, Sue Holmes. But before that, I'd like to say thank you so much for watching the show live at a later date, as it means a lot to me to connect with like-minded women. Now, if you've never met before, then my name is Ray, and I love to help women to crossroads in their life, heal their past, create their future, and transform their present so they can take charge of their destiny in the here and now. I'm the founder of Radiant Angel Energy, and I use future life progression, past life regression, angelic Reiki, angel oracle cards, guided meditation, hypnosis to help women who feel lost get clear on their reason for being here. I've also created a transformational journey to help you take charge of your destiny and a journey through lifetimes. Now, each episode of the show will cover various themes of your journey, a mini guided meditation or angel oracle card reading with the wisdom of my wonderful guests, like today's guest, Sue Holmes, about how in these times of changes, challenges, and distractions, we need to be living in alignment more than ever. Using a potent blend of shamanic energy healing, feng shui, space clearing, and oracular guidance can bring us into synchronistic, harmonious alignment with our true selves, relationships, homes, businesses, the environment, cosmos, and the present moment. It's a powerful process of letting go of the past and emerging into the next chapter of our lives with playfulness and grace, maximizing our potential for love, prosperity, and freedom. Now, Sue Holmes is recognised by her industry peers as a master healer and teacher through the strength of her experience, expertise, and integrity. Sue brings an alchemy of mystic, seer, shaman, and priestess, combined with a grounded, warm, and joyful nature. Sue has been a certified healer since 1995 and a teacher since 1999. Now, she has participated in hundreds of healing circles, shamanic ceremonies, and spiritual rituals with Tibetan lamas, Himalayan Amazonian, Andean and Mexican ceremonialists, the Kalash tribe in Pakistan, the Kalahari Bushmen, Costa Rica, and the Baka Biwiti initiation in Gambia. So, as a catalyst for change, Sue's passion is facilitating transformation to others, either one-to-one or training people to offer this service. Sue has supported thousands of clients throughout the UK and abroad with professional consultants for every imaginable space, certified training courses, and personal healing sessions. As an archetypal wounded healer, Sue is living proof of the power of this work to heal and transform trauma and afflictions into abundance, prosperity, and freedom. Now, Sue's space clearing land healing work was featured on Channel 5's Eamon and Ruth Sleep show, and more for's Location, Location, Location. And Sue's provided space clearing and shamanic healing for Gemma Collins and the Ice Rink for ITV's Dancing on Ice. Her work has appeared in The Guardian, Daily Mail, Daily Mirror, Spirit and Destiny, and Dowsing Today magazines, and numerous other publications and radio stations since 2007. Sue is also a singer-songwriter. Her debut album, Heaven on Earth, is available free from Bandcamp. And I've actually listened to Sue singing, and it's really good. So without further delay, hello, Sue, and welcome to the Angels of Destiny show. How are you today?
Hello, Ray. I'm very well, thank you. And how are you?
Yes, I'm not too bad. So, before we get into this fascinating conversation, I want to remind you that you can also ask questions, leave comments and thoughts, as both Sue and I want you to be part of this conversation, so please do not be shy. So, Sue, why don't you tell us more about yourself and how in these times of changes, challenges and distractions, we need to be living in alignment more than ever? Oh.
Yeah, I think everybody is probably experiencing a great deal of stuff going on. It's like whatever we've normally been so busy, or some of us are so busy on the hamster wheel of life, that by coming through this time of coming to a standstill, suddenly everything's very much in our face, all the things that we need to deal with. And it can be easy to get taken out of our alignment by all the social media. We get kind of bombarded with information, and there's so many different ideas going on at the moment, so many different theories of what's actually the truth. And so I think that can be quite confusing and overwhelming as well. And so I really recommend what I find helpful for myself is to keep coming back to my own alignment and finding that alignment within myself, as well as within my home, within my business, and keep kind of retracking to keep that alignment and to keep my focus, to stay grounded, to stay in my heart, to keep my connection to source, to stay in the vibration of love rather than going into, maybe fear or overwhelm. So yeah, it really helps me, and I notice it with my clients just how much things can really change and shift and transform
Okay,
someone's energy field within their environment.
excellent. Occasionally you're freezing a little bit, so if I ask you to repeat anything, it's only because you froze for that moment in time. And that.
Okay.
Okay, so what's your backstory? How did this all start? Where did it all come from?
Well, where to begin? I suppose, going back to the very beginning, when I look back now with the benefit of hindsight at my whole life, then I can see how the wounding that I received through abuse, through bereavement, and then the struggles that I experienced through my life, through depression, through panic attacks and phobias, through eating disorders, drugs and alcohol. I mean, I also had a lot of good times and travels, and a lot of good friends, and time in nature that was very nourishing. But I also had a lot of wounding to kind of deal with, and it sent me off on all kinds of tangents. And I can see now that because that was my experience, then slowly and gradually I had little signals that kind of led me on this path to discover healing and shamanism, which has led me to learn how to become a healer. And I started being a healer for others, and then gradually I became a healer for myself. It's like that kind of, I was, chipping away at it, doing a certain amount of healing for myself. But then the really strong part of my self-healing, really started about 5 years ago, the really strongest part. But and so I can look back and see, how did I manage to get through those different times in my life, whether it was through friendships, whether it was through connection to nature, or through dancing, through singing, through art, creativity and dancing and singing, and having people to be able to talk with, having love in my life is really, what's helped me to get through it. And then so that's really, the archetype of what people call the wounded healer. And so as I've healed myself, then of course I'm able to hold space for others, because I know how that feels. I know how it feels to go through self-loathing or worthlessness or despair or grief or shame, because I've been there and got the t-shirt, as they say. So it means that I can hold space for others. And the great thing as well is by kind of coming out the other side. I mean, of course I'm still work in progress, but because my life gets better and better, and I'm in a really good place on the whole, that means that's also an inspiration to others. I think that can be quite comforting, if I can share with people, some of the things that I've been through and come out the other side.
Yeah. So kind of like, you know, you say this, how you know, how did shamanism come into your life? Did you just one day think, oh, I want to be a shaman, or did you come across an article, or did someone mention it to you?
Well, the first time I encountered it was actually when I was traveling, and I was in Pakistan, up in the mountains on the border of Afghanistan. And yeah, I was in my mid-20s, and happened to spend time with this tribe, the Kalash tribe, this amazing tribe that live, they're a pagan tribe that live up in the mountains there, and they really embraced us with so much warmth, and included us in all of their shamanic ceremonies. So we took part in these amazing dancing ceremonies, me and my friend that I was traveling with, and lots of spinning, lots of chanting, and trance dancing. And they had a shaman that would go into a trance and would bring through messages for the community. And so that was my first my first direct experience of being around a shaman and a shamanic community. And then when I was studying feng shui, and somebody mentioned the word shamanism, and it was just like something just lit up inside me. And I just knew that was something that I kind of felt very, drawn towards it. And it was something I wanted to explore. So I went along and went to a workshop to find out what it was about. And interestingly enough, at first, I found it quite difficult because it's really involves developing a trusting relationship between yourself and your spirit guides. And because I had trust issues, I actually found that really, really challenging for quite a while. But bit by bit, little bits of information came through, and I gradually strengthened that relationship. And now it's full power, and it's great. And of course, the blessing within that is I can also encourage others when I'm training people to do shamanic healing, and encourage them by sharing that I found it difficult, and giving extra tips on what helped me to develop that trust.
Excellent. So, how did you end up going traveling to Pakistan? I mean, it's not really the first place you think when you think of you're going to travel. The first place you think of, I mean, is kind of like, or a lot of people tend to think of, is sort of like Bali or Indonesia, those places. I mean, I went to Peru, but kind of like it's more the social type places rather than Pakistan, which is, yeah. So how did you decide to go there?
Well, I've been in India for 6 months, and then when my visa ran out, and the woman that I was traveling with at the time, we thought, okay, should we go to Nepal, or to get a new, to go there for a couple of months and get a new Indian visa to come back? Or the other choice was Pakistan. And we thought, oh, Pakistan sounds really kind of more adventurous,
Yeah.
because I think Nepal would have been the sort of the safer option. And at the time, we kind of liked Pakistan sounded really wild and adventurous. And also we met somebody who'd been to the Kalash, and thought that sounded amazing. So yes, off we went, and I've also been to Nepal, and I know Nepal is absolutely beautiful too, and India. But I'm so glad that we went to Pakistan. And the amazing thing is, I did one of these ancestry things the other week, and I found out that part of my ancestry within the last 10 generations, 1.6% is that from that tribe.
Oh, wow.
So actually in my ancestry. So I was just like, yes.
See, the way the universe works, it sends us to the right people. My ancestry doesn't say that I've got any connection with South America or Mexico or Peru at all. but I have had a past life there, so that's
Yeah,
my
exactly.
connection is rather than genetics and DNA. So, how did the shamanism evolve? You know, I take it you did did you do your training in this country or did you do it somewhere else?
Yes, I did my training here, about 4 years of training in total, and actually it's ongoing. So that was, a kind of formal training in core shamanism. Did a kind of a year immersion, and then another couple of years, and another year with different sort of specialisms. And yeah, I'm a Gemini rising. I'm an eternal student, I think. So I'll probably still be studying and learning and training in something to the end of my days, because it's just it kind of it does it for me. I enjoy that feeling of personal growth, and I know that it nourishes me, and I know that it adds to the skills that I offer others. So it's not like one particular shamanic culture that I've trained in. It's very much cross cultural. And then and I've also been touched and inspired by some of the tribes that I've visited, been fortunate to visit, and things like that as well.
Yeah, but it's amazing that you've actually gone and visited these various tribes. So, was it a conscious decision to go and visit them to learn about their shamanism, to incorporate that in your own, or was it something that you just thought, I need to go and see them?
Well, I mean, well, different reasons really. I think, because I worked in Africa as a tour guide for a time, so it was part of being in Africa was coming across the tribes and spending, some time with them. But it's only a quite a brief kind of encounter, so it wasn't like it wasn't like a kind of apprenticeship or something. But there would still, sometimes be, a special connection. I had a special connection with a Himba elder, a beautiful grandmother who I did some Reiki sessions with, and that felt very like a special connection. That was really nice. And then, but I did go on a specific pilgrimage with another shamanic group, and we went and spent time with the San Bushmen, and we did, spent a couple of weeks with them, and gave and received healings with them, and did some healing work on the land, and journeyed to and traveled to their kind of birthplace, these incredible mountains and caves, and that was also a very special trip. Yeah.
That's absolutely amazing. And of course, everyone who's watching, please do feel free to type in hello, so we know you're here and we can say hello back to you. And obviously, if you've got any questions that you want to ask Sue about any of her traveling, about anything she does, shamanism, feng shui, anything like that, this is your chance to, you've got a chance to ask questions and get them answered. So how does shamanism, feng shui, etc., help us in getting into our alignment, especially at the time with all the chaos and everything going on?
Well, I mean, the way that I work with people is either one to one or in groups trainings. So training people in the skills that I offer to people one to one. So I can either offer them as individual sessions, feng shui, shamanic healing, space clearing, or what my preference is to put it all together in an incredible package, because that really maximizes the transformation, because it's bringing everything into alignment. So that's why I call my Facebook group Total Transformation and Training Hub, because it's really about bringing this total transformation, fully holistic change into people's lives. So part of the work is really a clearing away. So working with somebody, doing a healing session, whether it's working for them in that session, or whether it's working on their home, or on the land where they live, or in their business. It's one of the first steps is tuning in, doing a shamanic journey, seeing what, as I'm guided by spirit, what needs to happen, and then clearing away all that can be let go of at that time. All of the old stagnant energies, the toxic energies, whether that's on a physical, emotional, spiritual, mental level. All of the energy of the past. Sometimes it can be energy that people have that's come through their ancestral lines, that's come down from the ancestors, that it takes somebody to really to feel that energy and to be conscious of it so that it can be released. And sometimes I see it as being energy that's come through from other lifetimes. Sometimes it can be energy that, for instance, in a house that's from the previous occupiers, and somehow karmically we're led to that place. And it can also be energy or trauma that's held within the land on which the house is actually built. Because if you think about it, we're here for just a short moment in time, and the land has been there for a very long time, and all kinds of things have happened there way before even your home was built there. And then you've got all the stories of the people who've lived there since then.
Yeah.
And then from a feng shui point of view, one of the things we can look at is minimizing any of the what we call shachi, any of the negative influences. So by minimizing those influences, it allows then the auspicious influences to have more influence, to have more strength.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of like something we forget about. Sometimes we do all the work on ourselves. We do lots of healing. We sort issues out, but there's still something that doesn't seem right, and we forget that sometimes it's the home, but it's also where neighbors and the land where we are that can actually have that effect on us as well. And I do think that's something we do tend to forget sometimes.
Yeah, exactly. There's what's going on within us, and then there's what's going on within the home, the building, and like you're saying, there's the neighbors, there's the exterior environment, and so that's all having an influence as well. I've got a question here just on my Facebook Live group.
Yep.
Hi, Joseph. Joseph's asking, hello, Sue. How can I access your range of healing courses? I'm interested in feng shui and geomancy.
We're going to be talking. We're going to be talking about that at the end. So
at the end, Joseph, hang in there.
Yeah, so hang in. We will get there, and then all the details will be posted in with all the links, so you can actually get that. And obviously, Michelle has said hello, Michelle
hello everybody. Happy equinox.
Yes, happy Maybom. And that time of harvest, forgiveness. And forgiveness is really quite an important thing, I think, at the moment. And forgetting about grudges and stuff. Hey, there you go. Forgiveness, see? And in fact, you pulled some cards before the show, didn't you?
Yes, I was just, I like working with oracle cards for myself. And, whenever I work with someone one-to-one, it's always 100%. It's always spot on. And I was asking just for guidance about what to talk about today. And so it starts off with the letting go, letting it go, Kuan Yin, and Demeter, feelings and emotions. So of course, if it's healing for a person or healing for their home, that's what I was saying. That's kind of where it starts, is with this letting go, this what can be let go of at that time. So because then that makes space for more of the good stuff, for more of our authentic truth, for more of our true power to come in. And forgiveness can be one of the ways that we can actually let things go and properly release things by, forgiving others, forgiving ourselves.
And in fact, I believe you've even put the Hawaiian forgiveness prayer to music, haven't you?
I have, yes.
Okay, yes, I caught that.
Yes, the Ho'oponopono.
Yes, I can never pronounce it. That's why I always say Hawk in this prayer, because I go Ho'opono, no, yeah, but I can never pronounce it.
Yes. Yeah, because I found it to be so helpful, particularly if it's something that's really difficult to forgive others, or when working through my own shadow and needing to bring self-forgiveness. I found it immensely powerful, and in my own meditations and dreams, I was instructed to create a song and a workshop about it. So I did a workshop this summer, and so it's on my album, Heaven on Earth. You may like to sing along if you find that helpful.
Yeah, and I mean, I love that. I'm finding myself when I'm with clients that that's coming up more and more to that, and I think the various songs that have been made of the prayer, because there's quite a few out there. Although Susie's really quite good. It kind of like helps you get into that rhythm, and the fact that it's only sort of like 4 sentences, and it doesn't really matter what order you say them in,
Yeah.
whichever order feels right for you at the time, which I think is absolutely which I think is absolutely brilliant, that can be done.
Yeah.
So with the uh shamanism, so obviously you use shamanism, feng shui, which I can never pronounce either. Um, Oracle cards. What else do you use in that mix to help people? Is there anything else you use?
So space clearing is a big part of the work that I do, and so it's bringing ceremony. So working with ceremony, working with sound healing, working with the elements. So as I said, the very first stage is about the clearing away, and then the next part is going to be, what are we going to bring into that space? So with space clearing, it's a very beautiful way to imprint a house with someone's prayers for their life, with their hopes, their dreams, their intentions. And so that can be, by bringing the house into a really high vibration, using beautiful chants and prayers, using crystal vibrations, using love potion, all different ways to bring lots of love and light and blessings into their home. And then also this sound healing can be used on a person, for the person having if they're receiving a healing. So as well as shamanic healing, I also use energy healing and color light therapy, angelic Reiki, and sound healing. So it's quite a holistic mixture of things that I weave together. And it's beautiful because they all work in harmony with each other. And in the shamanic journey at the beginning, I'll often be directed as to which color light therapy treatment would be a really good one to use for that particular person. And I like the fact that it's, I think that spirit will use whatever gifts and talents we've got and can weave it together. And that's very much what the course that I offer is. The healing training course is shamanic healing with energy healing. So you've got this ancient wisdom woven together with this modern energy healing science way of looking at the energy field and the way of looking at the chakras and things. So it's a weaving together of many different skills, really.
Yeah, and that's what I love so much about the past, the present, the future. It all interweaves and all works so beautifully with each other. And there's nothing that's separate. It is all the same thing, but just in different forms to help you in different ways, and different people that might resonate more with one thing than the other.
Yeah, and I love the way it can be, different clients are going to resonate with a particular aspect of the work that I have, but then there's connections between them all. I've been quite drawn to work with Tibetan prayers and practices, and then also working with plant and animal allies, and with cross-cultural shamanic practices, and then Chinese metaphysics, and also bringing in a lot of laughter and dance and song. So and it's, I always love the way that the places where they interconnect, and that's it just makes me realize we're all multi-dimensional beings. That's the way I experience it. We've lived multiple lifetimes, and so it's no surprise that aspects of different cultures and different cultural practices will resonate with us.
Yeah.
So I like to embrace it all.
and so we should. There's so much that out there that we can embrace, and as you said, continue learning of everything. So, if there was one tip you could give somebody in their house right now, and they kind of like feel a little bit down, or things are getting a little bit on top of them, out of everything you do, what would be a one tip you'll suggest that they do right at this moment to help uplift their energy, the energy of where they're living?
Well, I mean, it always depends on the person and their home and kind of what does it for them. So it's there's never going to be a kind of a one solution fits everybody. I like working with vision boards because I find them, that's something that everybody can connect with in a way, if they like doing that kind of thing, to create a vision board of pictures and words that they find inspiring, and then to put that up somewhere where they're going to see that, to help bring the energy of those pictures into their life. I think that can be nice. I've got a massive one behind the screen here on the wall, and I love it. And when I look up from my desk, I look at the pictures, and I get a lot from that. And I can change it, and it grows with me. From a feng shui point of view, a really important thing is to make sure that your bed's in a good place. And so have a look at where you've got your bed located, and have it with a solid wall behind you.
So where your head is.
Yes, you want to have a solid wall behind you. You don't, if at all possible, you don't want the head of the bed pointing towards a window. You don't want a door, beside you. It's best just to have a plain wall if you can, with the head of your bed behind that, so you feel supported. And then have a look at what you're looking at the end of the bed, and maybe you could put a picture up there. It could be your favorite place that you go on holiday. It could be a picture of whatever it is you're calling into your life, whether that's romance, whether that's abundance, whether that's travel. Or a lot of people are feeling a bit lonely and disconnected with all the restrictions happening now. So it could be, you could make a kind of a collage of pictures of your times when you've been with lots of friends and family and had happy times, or a picture of a place that you really connect with in your heart, and frame that and put that up at the end of your bed. So that's your view when you're in bed.
I like the sound of that one. That I think is a really good idea. Reminds you of the happier times, brings those feelings, brings those feelings back. And of course, put music on and sing. That's always a good one. I always like that one.
Yes,
dancing around singing, because no one can really hear you. So if you can't sing like me, nobody cares. Well,
yeah, and that's also a bit how people have housewarming parties, and that actually helps to bring in some nice happy energy into the house. So it's right, go around and do a bit of clearing with something that can make a sound to clear it, and then put on some music and have a good old boogie and bring in some good happy vibes.
Yeah, and you don't need lots of other people to do it. You can do it by yourself.
Yeah, definitely. I do it very often.
Yes, so do I. My poor cat will kind of like go shooting out. Oh my God, she's at it again. out the cat flap. Not coming back till you finish. So, as you know, I do guided meditations and I do oracle angel cards. So every week I like to ask my guests what they would like me to do. So, Sue, for you and those watching, would you like me to pull an oracle card or do a guided meditation? You get to choose.
Oh, an oracle card.
Okay, we can do oracle cards. We like doing oracle cards. Everyone likes oracle cards. So just give the cards a quick cleanse and a bless. Now, when I do cards, I do the cards for what you need to know for your highest good at this moment in time. So, although I work with past life issues, we heal the past life so you can be fully present. And even though I work with the future, when you know you're present, your future, you're fully in the present. So, I work everything that comes back to now. So, really, the cards are what does Sue and everyone who's watching this need to know for their highest good at this moment in time? What does Sue and everyone who's watching this need to know for the high school swim time? Okay, perfect card for what we've been talking about. Cleansing waters, purification activates vibrant life force.
Beautiful. Lovely.
And you know, I don't know why I'm ever surprised about the cards because they always come out for really the topics that we're talking about. So it's as Sue has been saying, and obviously this is a reminder to you as well, Sue, you know that purification does activate life forces, and that but it also is drinking more water. Yeah. So Sue and those watching, drink more water than you're actually doing at the moment because it's something that we tend to forget about. And I know that today I kind of like suddenly thought, oh my God, I haven't drunk enough water today. So I think what this card is saying, not only with the purification, if you cleaning out things of your life, things that no longer serve you, it is also about drinking more water.
Yes, thank you. Apparently, it's good to drink cold water, not boiled water. Because I used to think, oh, I drink tea all day. I must be hydrated, but it's you actually need the non-boiled water as well.
Yeah.
But I live in Bath, so we've got fantastic healing waters here.
You've got some beautiful waters down there, and when I'm down in Glastonbury, I do bring back as much water as I can from the White Spring. I have to admit because I do love that with a little bit of the Red Spring in just to give it just a little bit of a kick.
Yeah.
So Sue, do you have any insights or thoughts to leave our viewers?
Well, I just wanted to finish with after all of the clearing away, it's really important to fill up ourselves with the energies that we want our life to be full of. So whether bringing in love, bringing back the authentic parts of our soul with soul retrieval when I'm doing a healing on a person, and that can also be for the land. So filling up the house with all of the blessings, all that we're calling in, filling up our bodies with all the authentic power, all of our true gifts and talents that can come back to us. So the parts that might have left, parts of our soul that might have left during times of trauma or being out of alignment, living in a kind of compromise to our true self, or those parts can come back to us and fill us up so that we're living more and more in alignment with our truth. And also from the feng shui point of view is to be bringing out the best potential of that building to really support your well-being, your potential for well-being, for abundance, and for loving, harmonious relationships.
Brilliant. Thank you so much for that. So, Joseph, so everyone, I hope you've enjoyed this and found it insightful in the words of wisdom that Sue has given you and help you further on your journey. So, Joseph, please do listen to this. Sue, if people want to connect with you, how do they do that?
Well, I've got my website is firehorse.uk.com, and you can contact me with firehorse.youcanbook.me, and that gives you a little questionnaire to fill out that tells me a bit about what kind of information or service you're looking for. And that also books a free 30-minute chat with me, where I can, for free, I'll give you advice about whatever your situation is. And if you want to ask me about my services, you can, but there's no pressure for that. And also on Facebook, I've got a group called Total Transformation and Training Hub. So if you'd like to join my group, I do regular live chats in there and lots of posts. And I'm going to be doing some free workshops coming up soon. And I've also got a new website coming very soon, which is the Modern Shaman Academy. And that's going to have all the full details of my online trainings. For now, you can read a bit about my trainings on the Firehorse website in the training section, but the new website is coming soon.
Oh, how exciting. Oh, I always like new websites. I just recently upgraded mine. It was like, oh, it all looks pretty and clean now.
Yes, a new shop window.
Exactly. And don't worry if you miss writing down any of those. One, you can watch the replay, or two, I will post all the links in the comments, so you can just literally click on them and go straight to that page. And of course, if you have reached that crossroads in your life and you need help in finding your destiny and taking charge of your life and getting clear on your path, then I would love to be that guide for you. So please feel free to reach out and connect with me, and we can arrange a free 20 to 30-minute video call via Skype or Messenger, so that we can find out more about each other and whether and how I can help you on your journey. And of course, I have the Angel Wings community, which is where you get a chance to grow with ascended masters, archangels, goddesses, gods, oracle cards, and the community itself, to spread your wings and soar, to grow your life. So please do check that. And of course, if you sign up for my weekly newsletter on my website, you get a couple of free gifts. So thank you so much for watching, and I would like to invite you to share this video, as I'm sure there are more women who feel lost and want to get clear on their destiny just like you. And if you're watching this on YouTube, then subscribe and hit the bell to be notified when the show goes live for future reference. So Sue, thank you so much for being a guest on my show. It's been absolutely wonderful having you on here. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Ray. Thank you so much for inviting me. It's been a pleasure, and thank you so much to everybody who watches. Thank you.
Exactly. Thank you for watching, and thank you for Michelle saying hello, and thank you, Joseph, for bearing with us and waiting till the end. And I look forward to you all joining me same time, same place next week. Have a wonderful week. Take care.